Hello, everyone. This is Chala, CEO and founder of The Repositioning Expert, welcoming you to another live Tuesday Tea Time with Chala. I'll take a sip of my protein, which is supposed to be tea, which hasn't been for since COVID. I put my creatine in there. Okay, today is all about gifting because we're close to Christmas and you're probably thinking about client gifts, and I'm here to talk to you about something completely different. Yes, it's gifting, but it's not to clients. It's to future clients. It's to your prospects. And it's been something that we're using with a lot of my clients to great success. And I wanted to show you, open up the back of the curtain and show you, lift the curtain to show you how it's done, how we think of it, how we find the people, where the addresses are, what is it that we actually send, and how does it get through all the compliance and all the closed doors and all the people that are working from home. I'm going to talk to you about all that. But first, let me make a case for why it's such a compelling thing to do. Well, the Forrester Research found that personalized gifting actually opens doors. 40% are more likely to grant sales meetings. And then another stat by a company called CoreSight, 52% of companies report higher sales after launching corporate gifting programs. Now, the gifting that I'm going to be talking about is kind of dissimilar to the actual corporate gifting programs, but it has to have some elements to make it work. So I'll take you through that. One more stat to throw at you: 83% of recipients of these corporate gifts feel closer to the companies that send them. And that's from a company called Sendoso. And I actually, while in the course of doing this research, found actual B2B companies that just specialize in corporate gifting to open doors, and they actually track it with Salesforce, and they actually track and I have a case study from one of their successes actually. So, but I want to talk to you about first, what are the rules of engagement. Now, there are many, many ways to send corporate gifts. There are many things that you can send as a corporate gift. But the way that I use it with my clients is the first thing that I do when I get a client is we go out and we find out who is the target industry, who is the decision maker and the buyer and the influencer, and then what is their number one pain, including what is their number one pain language. So once we find that out, we always make sure that the gift is a gag gift that relates to the pain, so that it's not an actual gift that can be considered to upset their compliance officer, because it's almost always under the $25 or $50. Most of the time it's under $25 gift limit for compliance. And it's almost always related to the pain, which is by sending it, we're actually giving them the message, and the message that's on it is actually reinforcing why they need us, their pain, and that we have a solution to that pain. And we know enough about it that we've done the work and the homework to figure out what their pain is. We're experts in the industry because we recognize that pain, and we've already solved that pain. And by the way, we're so happy to come in and help them, to take them through some case studies of how we've helped others in the same industry through that pain. So let me give you some examples. One of my clients, for example, is a clinical trial company that works exclusively in getting into the communities with forgotten communities, as they call them, which are the minorities. And what they do is they recruit these minorities for the companies that run for the pharmaceuticals, these drug trials, because apparently the minority communities, or as they're called, forgotten communities, don't really trust large pharmaceutical companies because they're out of touch with them, and they also have had past history, and as a general rule, they are not very eager to go and be paid as one of the participants. So what this company that I work with does is they actually reach into those communities, and they're able to gain the trust and then connect them to the pharmaceuticals who very much need these communities. And so what we did was, the first thing we did as soon as we started working together, and that we honed in on the fact that a clinical research organization, so the actual CROs as well as the pharmaceuticals, we targeted them and sent a puzzle piece. And the missing puzzle piece was, the message was, we are the missing puzzle piece because you are missing data from these missing populations, and we're the ones that provide that. So the biggest win for my client was when she paired this approach, she didn't just follow up and say, did you get the puzzle? The puzzle is coming to you. What did you think of the strange gift? Do you have this issue? Can we come in and help you with it? Or can we come in and show you how we've helped others? But no, she didn't just do that. She also paired it with being in the same environments as the people that she sent it to. So she was very strategic in sending it to people that she knew she would be seeing at industry events that she was either speaking at, being featured as a star winner of that year, or that she knew she was going to be networking with. And it worked wonders. She was able to get multiple high-level buyer meetings, even though people had never received what she sent, the puzzle piece, but they were interested in what she had to say. And the ones that had received it were even more intrigued. So she was able to get so many meetings by combining these two methodologies. Another example that I'll give you was a client who owns a commercial cleaning company. And what she's doing is she's sending out a iconic glue bottle, the white glue bottle, with the messaging that she has 400 times higher, or 400 times the retention rate higher than her industry. So her people stick to her because she has very specific programs around, her workers, the faith, developing education, continuing education for them, all sorts of mental health support, all sorts of financial support. I mean, it's just a heaven to work for. And of course, she retains these people. So what she and I have devised is this iconic glue bottle that she's going to be sending with the message that our people stick to us, which is why your cleans are going to be, your cleaning is always going to be consistent. You're never going to have to reprint, security or redo security on new staff that just keeps circulating, and you will always have the consistency in cleaning. And of course, she's targeting in her local area, she's targeting the building managers. So it's very targeted. She's looking at all the lists of the building managers, and she is starting locally, and she's starting to send this out. And her follow-up is going to be multi-pronged. Of course, she's going to be first the teaser, something interesting is coming your way, look out for it. And then, did you get it? And then, what did you think of it? And then, is this a need that you have? Is this something that intrigues you? So remember that anytime you're talking to an audience, only 5% of them need your help in that moment. So don't be disheartened if everybody's that you've sent it to isn't buying. That's why you need to work the numbers. And when in some of the cases that I'm going to tell you, it becomes such a reliable number that you're going to know how many gifts to send out to get how many meetings. And so however many you want for that month, that's how many you're going to be sending out. So this is going to be a tried and true chicken and egg kind of like rinse and repeat marketing plan. Now, don't forget the bonus extra of marrying it with direct mail or another way to reach out to them, or seeing the actual target in their industry events or their meetings or their conferences or their trade shows. So remember all of that networking. Or if you can get a referral or through their industry, like it's so wonderful when you can marry this strategy with other elements of the marketing mix. It's really even stronger. So here's another example I loved. I read this in the marketing magazine, and this was an Italian restaurant who wanted to increase their lunch sales. They actually made a pants expander from the traditional Italian red and white checkered tablecloth. And it was so that when you ate too much at their Italian restaurant that you needed a pants expander. So it was like plastic. It was like elastic waist, elastic band. It's like I used to have a pants expander when I was pregnant. So they actually sent that to all of the downtown core because they were right in the downtown district in Toronto. They sent it to all the receptionists and executive assistants, and their sales increased by like 30-40% during and then stayed higher because that's how it was tongue in cheek. It was funny. It was, memorable, and it was very related to what they were doing. It was very, very easy to remember and understand their messaging. Now, here's a different example that I want to give you. And this was a case study from Sandosa, and they sent it for a company called Zora. And what they actually did was they sent out a champagne, Veuve Clicquot, which is like one of the nicest champagnes. And however, here was the magic in their targeting. They sent it as congratulations, congratulations on your, and it triggered their CRM triggered it if they had received a new award, or if they had opened up a new division, or if they had gotten a new job, or if they had gotten a new client, or if there was a new acquisition. So this gave them 75% email open. So they paired it with an email, and then they got 18% meeting rate. So they actually got 18, out of 100 people that got it, 18 people actually gave them a meeting. So this was hugely successful for them that they just kept repeating it every year. Now, you might be saying, isn't that higher than the 25-50? For sure, because I also know that when I used to work at Pepsi, if you, as a vendor, sent us a gift, one, we couldn't accept it, but there are some companies that actually put you on a blacklist of never being able to compete for business again. So that's really scary, and I don't want you to have to go through that. So what do you do is, one, I say, keep it under 25, have the gag gifts, have it linked to your strategic messaging. Or if you're going to go big, here's something that you could do is you can reach out to them and send a written email, or reach out to them and ask, hey, Mr. Smith, I wanted to send a small thank you, or I wanted to send a small congratulations for whatever your win. And I wanted to understand if your company has a policy around accepting gifts. So then you have done a couple of things. One, you've gotten on their radar. Two, who doesn't like to receive a gift, even if they can't accept it? You'll find out for sure about their policy. And so, you've headed off the liability right there. And it gives you an in to say hello to them. So I really think that's a really good way for you to head it off. And even if they don't want it, then you can still be in conversation and say, I really wanted to congratulate you on that new acquisition, depending on what your business is. Remember, it's all about the strategy first, right? Marketing is nothing without the strategy. I mean, sure, go ahead, send a champagne, but it's just, if it doesn't land with a strategic reason, I mean, why are you sending me champagne if you're not congratulating me for something special or extra? So yeah, don't forget the multiple touch points. Email is first email, we sent it, or something's coming your way. And then the follow-up email, did you get it? And then the follow-up after that is see you at the next event. That's when you marry the other multiple marketing mix elements. And then can we offer you a demo or assessment? And then can we offer you a complimentary strategy session? We've solved this problem for others in the past. Can we show you how we've done that, so that in case you need it when the kitchen's on fire, you have us in your back pocket? So those are the ways. Now, how do you address where do I find them, Chala? Where are they? Everybody works from home. Well, I'll tell you right now that everybody who works from home or who works nationally has an ability. Their company has an ability to send them stuff. In fact, I know for a fact that my good friend Allison Cuby, no matter where she is in the US, she can give it to her, Capital One. She's a buyer at Capital One. She gives it to the Capital One concierge, and they'll send it to her wherever her location is, whether she wants it to send to her other office in Richmond or she wants it sent to her home. That's where it is. So You don't have to worry as long as they're still working there. You can verify that just by calling. You can, and there's a million ways to verify that. You know that it will get to them. The bigger issue is your whole follow-up and the teasing and reaching out and really the meaning. So for example, when my client is going to be sending that glue bottle and she's going to be asking, I sent you a weird gift. I mean, that's what we wrote in the messaging is I sent you a mysterious gift. And then they're going to be like, what is this? Right. So even if they ignore it after a couple of times, especially after they get it, they're going to be like, wow, the glue. And then of course, on the messaging, we have a handwritten note. Now, if you can't handwrite 100, that's fine. But a handwritten note does go a long way, especially if you're doing like the high level, high end, and small batches of send. I really, really do recommend it. One of the other things that we're doing with one of my clients who owns a high quality apparel company is we thought of this idea that the number one problem that we solve by switching the cheaper t-shirts to the high quality t-shirts for large corporations who actually give them to their own employees is that they feel pride, and they feel pride of ownership of the brand, and they feel pride and they feel seen, valued, honored. So we wrote all the things that they feel on a t-shirt, and she actually printed a t-shirt with all the sayings of how we make people feel once we switch out the cheap t-shirt for the high quality t-shirt that she offers and that she makes. So that's going to be her send. So again, it's super valuable because it is super meaningful. It's very strategic, and it is highly targeted because it only goes to the person who will feel that way because she is the ordering officer or the influencer or the manager or the purchasing manager for that actual purchase. So I hope that was meaningful for you. I'm a huge believer in this day and age of blending in. In-person events are really on the rise. I think, yes, social media, electronic, emailing, all of that, great, amazing. Automated bots, AI, amazing. But I'm finding that this, high touch, high value, small rooms, important people, and meaningful strategic door openers where it gives you an excuse to pursue a meaningful target in a meaningful strategic way is the way to go. And I hope I was able to convince you, and you're going to think about what is it? Who is it am I targeting? What is it that I can send them that is meaningful and strategic that will take them back to what is the true pain of what I solve and what they're suffering with, and then take you into the new year to double your sales, which is what I'm hoping to do next year. All right, everyone, have a good one. I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.